finance.
In a world where businesses are facing daily cyber threats, you need protection like never before. Don't let hackers and malware companies compromise your business success. Stay ahead of data breaches with Hamilton Cybersecurity. Let Hamilton provide you with peace of mind that your business is protected. Our experts identify and mitigate risks before they become disasters. As your trusted partner, we help you protect your valuable information. Hire your local cybersecurity experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Rashawn Jackson, the captain here for The Body Shop. And man, did they hook me up with a great massage recently. The captain has a lot of stress in his life, as many people do. And for 1 hour, it was all relieved. The team at The Body Shop gave me a deep tissue massage that hit every area that I was in pain at. Whether you're looking for a Swedish massage, sports massage, deep tissue, hot stone, aroma, or more, there's only one place to go. The Body Shop at 48th NA. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for that if you're hosting? Fierce Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and to close out a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you throw a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fierce Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Have a passion for the outdoors? Nebraska Game and Parks is seeking seasonal teammates. Work in scenic state parks, contribute to vital research projects, and care for our natural spaces. Seasonal staff assist with special events, provide customer service to outdoor enthusiasts, and make a difference for conservation. Join the adventure at outdoornebraska.gov. Apply online today.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hello. Thanks.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Allo Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit allofiber.com to switch today.
Play ball! Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night, or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers.
Strike three, you're out!
Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
It's, hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. Once again, Harrison Arns on the board all the way up till 9 o'clock. This is What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington, the host, as always, will be joining me shortly here. He's back inside the studio conducting some business. So nonetheless, don't worry, we'll have Brewington, the host, join us shortly. But in the meantime, let's talk a little bit college football, in particular with Nebraska. We're getting to this point in the preseason where that Kool-Aid is awfully tempting. I brought it up before. You see USA Today, you see Joe Klatt, you're seeing more and more of these way too early preseason rankings from multiple platforms. They keep throwing Nebraska in the mix. And sometimes I wouldn't doubt it if it is for clickbait. If you follow Nebraska at all on social media, you're not surprised by why that's a valid reason why someone might try to just throw Nebraska in there, especially if it's a lesser known sports site, why they put Nebraska in there. Because Nebraska fans, they are fanatics. I mean, by definition, a real fanatic of Husker football. So people are going to click, they're going to read, they're going to share it. But it seems like we're seeing a lot more of it this year than in years past. And it's a little bit hesitant because if you remember, might have been year 3 of Scott Frost, maybe even year 2. It was one of those situations where you're looking at Nebraska and Scott Frost and you're seeing these preseason rankings where Nebraska is already sitting in the top 25 and you're not necessarily seeing any of that on the field, yet everybody on the outside saying, no, it's time. You look at the roster, the depth. This is the year they're going to pop out ahead. With Matt Rule, I want to say it feels different, especially when you look at the quarterbacks in the room. In the Elite 11, as I'm talking here, we got Brewington behind me. I was wondering why Chancellor Brewington was giving me a phone call, probably because the guy was standing right behind me trying to get ready for a show. But again, as I'm talking about Husker football, and we got the host Chancellor Brewington to tune in here, does feel like we're in an era where a lot of people are pushing Nebraska as a preseason top 25. Take it with some hesitance. Like I said, we've been there with Scott Frost. But with that being said, let's go ahead and bring in the host, Chancellor Brewington. How you doing on this Thursday night, man?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Sorry about the tardiness.
Conducting business. It's understood.
Yeah, just some business to be handled. But yeah, I don't know what we was talking about. What was we talking about?
Well, I'm talking about the fears I have when we keep putting Nebraska as this preseason top 25.
Yeah, put us at the bottom.
Before.
Put us at the bottom.
300 all the way down as far as you can go. Well, what is it, 127? 100?
Yeah, put us at 126.
There you go.
Put us at 126. Now, and then when we do it, everyone's going to be like, oh, wow.
Really proved everybody
wrong. When did this happen? But no,
yeah. It makes me nervous. It makes me optimistic. So it's like, okay, I'm not the only one seeing this, but at the same time, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. We've seen this before. I certainly believe it. We've been used as clickbait because we'll share it.
Yeah,
we'll
it's because the Nebraska fan base is who it is.
Fanatics.
Yeah, they're fanatics, and if you put, especially on Twitter, if you post or the X app, if you post it on the X app, it's gonna go viral. And that's why if you ever see the list, like the boomers list, they'll always put like Nebraska last or Nebraska first to either cause an uproar or to cause a positive reaction.
Yeah. And you see all the time, it's like best jerseys in college football, and Nebraska ends up winning it all. I love our jerseys, but I'm biased.
Right.
Like I know I'm totally biased, and of course the Scarlet and Red's gonna be my number one jersey, but it just kind of tells you how many burners account. I mean, you put one positive Nebraska comment out there and you're someone of respected value, you're going to have about 100 Nebraska burners pick it up in an hour, and then 100 Colorado burners pick it up in the other hour to spew negative on it. Like Nebraska is so loved and hated that it's going to be spread, whether you like it or hate it. It's going to be shared.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. These Nebraska fans do not play around. And that's why I love it though. That's why I love it, because they ride and die for their city and for their state. That and represents a lot. And that's something I learned when I got here, was how much the N means to people. And you see it on the cars, you see it on people. I got a gym membership out here to a gym, and I see like everyone just has an N on, whether I don't even know if they even watch Nebraska half the time. They probably do, but I think it's just the N represents the state and the culture and just repping where they're from. I think that's pretty cool. And coming from a state where like we didn't really care about Arizona, like we wasn't really like, this is Arizona, you know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't really like that. It was more so like, oh yeah, I live in Arizona. But here, like when you say I live in Nebraska, and you're homegrown, like there's a certain sense of pride that you take in being from here, which is awesome. I think it's cool.
I think it's that pride if it's like we live in a environment that's kind of gritty, that doesn't have a lot of limelight.
The grit.
Yeah.
I love the word.
Made here. Nebraska grit. But you see it, and it's like you got a bunch of dudes working farms. You could argue now. I mean, a lot of the farmers, depending on how much money you got, it's going to be GPS guided or not. But it's just kind of that grittiness. And then you're in a state with a bunch of tough-minded people, but also people that, despite being tough-minded, are being the first ones to lend a hand. Like, my favorite thing about Nebraska is if I am on the road and I'm driving, I pop a tire, I see smoke out of the engine. Maybe it takes me like 5 minutes before someone pulls over, brings out their tool set, like, oh yeah, I'll help you out. I'll fix up your car right here on the spot. And like, without being prompted, without waving my hands down, like, people just stop. You good? You good? Okay, I'll take off. You're not good? Let me spend an hour helping the stranger just get back in their car. And like, that's not me speaking on speculation. Like, that's happened to me twice. Luckily, both times it was fine. I was checking like my scratch plate, somehow fell off one time. But it's just awesome. You live in that environment. And I think that's where a lot of the Nebraska pride comes from. It's because you love your neighbors so much, because you have that mutual respect. Like, man, I know my neighbors got my back. And that's where that we represent the Yen, because the Yen is that community, and everybody in this community seems to have each other's back. Yeah. And I think that culture, it spreads into the football culture as well. Like, one of the first things I heard here was the word grit, and it was like it was a word. Yeah, like I've heard it before, but I've never heard it preached in like football. Like, you need to have grit. I always thought about shrimp and grits. Yeah, like something like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just yeah. Anyways, but yeah, the way the culture of the state has influenced the culture of the football team is pretty interesting. And I would say, I mean, I'm trying to think about, nationwide, other schools that, the culture of the state impacts the culture of the team. Utah. You can find those Utah teams. They definitely got that DNA in them, because Utah's very Utah, and like, some of that's religious. I don't care whether you like it or not. I mean, that's a big chunk of why. You get similar, and part of that's probably true with Nebraska too. It's like, there's, with this many people, like, a lot of people here had kind of also align the same on how they like to think. And even if it's not religious, I think morally, all the people in Nebraska are on the same page. Utah, you go to California, it's such a big state. Texas, such a big state. Like, Arizona, even, you got pockets of such density. And I'm not saying this group's bad people, this group's good people. They're probably all good people, but slightly different sets of morals, what they really care about. In Nebraska, it's like farmland, it's ranching, it's crops. And then it's our few big cities, Omaha, Lincoln, Kearney, and our universities. And it's like, when you don't have a ton, you take immense pride in what you do have. And I think that's a massive chunk of it. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that's awesome. I think it's awesome. These people here are great. Yeah. What's your favorite part about Lincoln? Since you've been here and you're an experienced Lincolnite now. Yeah, a Lincolnite. Yeah, right. Isn't that what you call it? I came down here in 2018. I don't know if I'm under that. I think I'm still a Hartingtonian. I don't know what you'd call that. Yeah, I'll be a Lincolnite. I'm a Omahaite too, kind of. I'm in Omaha a lot. But favorite part about Lincoln, or you can even say state of Nebraska. You've kind of been around the state quite a bit now. Yeah, I think it's like you said, helping the neighbor. I think people are really kind here, but I also think it's like on the limit of about to become like a city. Yeah. But it's really not. And you can get to places easy. And honestly, I think the weather, like in these time periods, is kind of like slept on. Well, it makes you appreciate it more. I always say that much. When you have the worst of the worst, like if you live in California 365 days a year, you get one bad day. You're like, oh man, this sucks. This is terrible. You get a bad day in Nebraska, it's like, okay. But then you get a good day in Nebraska and you're like, let's go. You're like, what am I got? Maybe I'll go fishing. What are my buddies doing? My goodness. Let's go have a porch beer. Like, man, a porch beer. Oh, yeah. Thirsty Thursday, man. It's Nebraska. Porch beers, grilling. It's hand in hand. But you just get so much excitement when you do get a good day. Is that a Nebraska term, man? A porch beer? I've never heard that before. 402-464-5685. Porch beer, man. I love it. A porch garage beer, deck beer. Shout out to my parents. They'll open up the garage, have a bush latte. Yeah. A bush latte? Well, I don't like it, but you never heard bush latte? No, I've never heard of any of these terms. We try to hype it up here, make it seem like it's fancier than what it is. It's just a Bush Light. I like Coors Light, but yeah, it's a Bush Light. It's just a Bush Light. It's a bush latte. There you go. I love it. That's good. You learn something new every day, fellas. Yeah, we got Andy Harris chiming in here. First brewer to chime in. Love it. Talking about this yesterday. It makes me mad. I'm tired of talking about. I'm not tired of talking about it. I appreciate you bringing it up, but it is just so frustrating. It says, damn, 2.8 billion revenue share for college athletes. He says, I believe I have 4 years of eligibility left. Again, talking about the NCAA versus House settlement. Did you catch the Big Sky Commissioner's quote?
What do you say?
I'll just bring it up real quick. I've read this a few times today. In case you missed it, apologize if you're hearing it.
I played in the Big Sky, so I gotta hear this one.
I love your commissioner.
Yeah.
Big Sky Commissioner. In the upcoming House settlement, why are the Power 5 conferences asking for the non-Power 5 conferences, G5, FCS, AAA, to pay 60% of damages when 90% of the money will go to the Power 5 football and men's basketball players? Asking for a friend. They tweeted that out.
Wait, 90% is going to Power 5?
Yeah, that's the whole problem with all of this.
Do I get both? Do you think I would get both?
You'll get a cut of whatever that 90 is.
I know. Do I get the 10 too? Because I play in Big Sky.
Oh, that's a good question.
Hold on, guys.
Well, no, that's more than 10. They're fronting 60% of that bill. But okay, I see what you're saying. 90% will go to Power 5. You might get a check.
Hey.
How many jerseys you sell at your alma mater before Nebraska?
Were
they making money off you? Because that's what it comes down to. If they're making big bucks off your jersey, that's.
They didn't really sell jerseys back then.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to sell them now. If they're gonna pay this, they're gonna be like, we don't have money for our own. You're gonna get one practice jersey. That might be your game jersey on top of it, because they're gonna be. This is why I hate this so much and why it's so gross and why we keep talking about it, because it's disgusting. It's diabolical. You cannot expect these smaller they're gonna be drowning. They're absolutely gonna be drowning.
I wonder if programs are gonna get shut down. You think?
100%.
Yeah.
Well, 100%. Like, if you are, because where you came from, you Big Sky, what school?
Northern Arizona.
Okay, Northern Arizona. Did you have nice meals, a nice meal plan there?
I did not.
Okay. Did you have a nice practice field?
We actually did.
Okay.
We actually did. We got it real late.
Okay.
I only had it for like 3 months, then I transferred.
So it was newly built.
Newly built. One. Yeah.
How was the jerseys and the gear you got? Did you get a lot of gear? No, probably not.
No.
Probably just game day stuff, practice stuff to get by.
Just to get by. You ask for some socks, they tell you no. Yep.
And then when it comes to dorms, facilities. How were the facilities?
They just built. They built. Before I
at
left,
least they got something new there.
But
I guarantee
when
you
I was there,
they're
probably still paying.
They're still paying that off. So you heard there, something's good. A lot of things were just kind of on the fringe. Like, you would think meal plans right up there. If you have the money, spend it. They clearly don't. And that's
clearly don't.
Pretty much all of those schools don't have the money to have these high end. Now take that same school you went to, and now they got to shell out millions of dollars on top of that at the end of the year. You're not going to have anything left.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the red for 10 years. So the only programs
they're not even going to be able to, nobody going to be on the NIL deal.
No.
Nobody.
No.
Unless it's going
to be dudes that are there to play for free.
Yeah, y'all going to have to get on that TikTok.
Something. So get that follower count up.
Yeah,
you're going to have to figure it out. Because that's kind of been the way of the law in terms of NIL. That's why girls actually I think they do better than men.
Way better, NIL.
Yeah, because I think it's like they make 52% of it. It might even be higher than that now because they have so many. They're just more active.
Yeah,
they have more followers.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something with girls where they're more likely to buy whatever they're selling. I don't could be, but they also just do better followers wise. But yeah, it's just it's insane. So shout out to the Big Sky Commissioner for putting that tweet out in the air. And I hope more and more commissioners of all those other 27 conferences just continue to keep speaking out and let the world know how badly they're going to.
Yeah, it's just going to be tough though, because what's going to happen is they're paying the past 7 years or something like that, back to 2016, I think, players. And some people are going to say I'm worth more than that. And so are you going to take the bait? That's really what it is. Because what if in 5 years they come out with a new settlement and these players start getting more and more and, start suing and lawsuits and just like the NFL and their pension stuff. But yeah, people are going to have some decisions to make.
Yeah.
If they flag, 100,000 for every player that played, for every player that played on,
on the field.
The 2020, when did I play? 2022. Every person that played could get 95,000, 100,000. I'm sure everyone's like, yeah, let's take it. But what if the real number is 450,000?
It's another settlement down the road.
Exactly.
So once they really get those numbers figured out.
Yeah. So if you played in the past 7 years, get you a lawyer. Yeah. I'm sure somebody in the family is a lawyer.
But don't worry about it. If you don't get paid, they'll just find a way to get the other 27 conferences to write you another check. They won't be sweating it. They'll just be like, hey,
right.
Big Sky, how much money you got left? You're in the red?
Nothing.
How bad?
They
How bad?
they don't got nothing. They don't got nothing.
I can set you up with a sweet loan at the bank I go to. You'll go deeper in the red, but trust me.
FMBO.
Yeah, it's about down the road payments. We got a little bit of time left. What about some wisdom? Since that's pretty negative.
Oh, some wisdom.
Yeah, let's get there on this first segment.
Oh my goodness. Been reading a book. It's called Awaken the Giant Within. It's by Tony Robbins, and I'm like probably 140 pages in. The first 100 pages is all about changing the way you think, understanding your belief system, examining your belief system, and the anchors that hold your beliefs up. And the third one is what behaviors you do and what you link to them. So do you link pain or do you link pleasure to your behavior? So it's an awesome read. I really recommend it for anyone who just wants to understand themselves a little bit more self-discovery. But one thing it talks about is change. First of all, if you want to do anything in this world, and I'm still young, me and Harrison still trying to figure this life thing out. But I'll tell you what, if you want to change anything, and this is repetitive and anything, you can go in all religions. You can, if you're Christian, Catholic, Buddhist, whatever, you can all look in their books, and there's always going to be something about changing the way you think. If you're Christian, Catholic, and you go to Jesus, the first message he said, Matthew 4:17, he said, repent for the kingdom of God is here. That word repent simply just means change the way you think. And if you don't believe me, look it up in the Greek. But anyways, I think that's awesome that all we need to do to first is change the way you think, and then then you can allow great things to happen. You can make decisions now to better yourself.
Yeah, I like that. That one makes a lot of sense, especially because it always comes down to that mindset that we're talking about here. With that being said, we'll throw it to an early break. We'll keep this conversation rolling here. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington? The host is always to my left. Harrison Arns 1s and 2s. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure, I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars, automotive repair, and even oil changes.
That is amazing, Andy. Any more good news?
Yes, there is, Charlie. We now have more than 100 new Hondas in stock, with hundreds on the way, and a huge selection of all makes and models on our pre-owned lot.
Incredible. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure, I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars, automotive repair, and even oil changes.
That is amazing, Andy. Any more good news?
Yes, there is, Charlie. We now have more than 100 new Hondas in stock, with hundreds on the way, and a huge selection of all makes and models on our pre-owned lot.
Incredible. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
High schoolers, unleash your creativity and learn about potential careers in broadcasting at the Digital Expressions Media Camp. Have fun, make friends, and get hands-on experience with video and radio production June 9th through the 14th at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Scholarships are available from the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and spots are limited. Learn more at digitalexpressionscamp.com. That's digitalexpressionscamp.com.
I'm Ryan Osted. Golf is great because it can be whatever you want it to be. If you want to go out and have a competitive 18 holes, you can make it that. If you want to go out and have a scramble and just have the time of your life, if you want to have a charity golf tournament to raise money for some great cause, you can make it that. It is flexible to be whatever you need it to be at that particular moment in your life. And I've needed golf to be different things at different points in my life. And I'm certainly thankful that I was able to learn the game as a kid and continue to play it now as an adult.
Play better, have fun, and shop Osted's.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. When it comes to gift giving, it's all about the wow factor. And let me tell you, nothing wows quite like jewelry. Whether it's a delicate necklace or a statement ring, jewelry makes the right statement. So if you want to knock her socks off, or anything else for that matter, skip the generic gifts and go straight for the bling. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
It's, hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Focus. Without the right focus, you don't know what you could be missing. And when you're driving, keeping things in focus could be the difference in preventing a tragedy. I'm Trooper Fitzgerald with the Nebraska State Patrol. When behind the wheel, driving deserves your full attention. Help keep Nebraska roads safe. Avoid distractions and keep your focus on driving. This message is presented by the Nebraska State Patrol and the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Harvey Perlman was there.
Yeah, Harvey's there.
Harvey sidled up to me and said, Sipple, a little out of context. So I was driving back. I called Pelini and I told him what Harvey said. He goes, Sipple, you should have told him anytime he's not near a sewer, he's out of context.
Whoa! Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back. Ticket Weeknights. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington? The host is always to my left. If you guys want to join in, like Justin and Andy have been on YouTube, feel free to do so. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo Channel 961. Andy did ask Brewington, are you going to get a chunk of that reimbursement money that's going out through the settlement?
Well, I mean, we was just talking about it. I guess there's decisions that need to be made on what you think you're worth.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hey. Got to find out how much you're worth, Harrison. How much do you think you're worth? What number are they throwing out? And is that what you think you're worth?
That's always tough to figure out. Because like what you're worth, because like at a job like this, it's very different because it's like, okay, what am I worth to DP? Do I bring in more than my salary? Can I honestly sit here? And this goes to anybody. If you want to raise at your job, have this in your head. How much do you get paid yearly? And do you legitimately believe that you bring in more than your yearly pay to get a raise? Because if the answer is no, that's probably the same way the boss sees it. So if you're making $50,000 a year and you want a raise and your boss is like, okay, but do you actually bring in more than $50K a year for me? You got to have that stuff in mind. So when it comes to football, though, college athletes, that's different because that's jersey sales, that's ticket sales, that's concession sales. That's a lot more to factor in than just one individual specifically. How much am I bringing to this company?
Yeah, and what they're gonna, and to answer the question, yeah, I will get a chunk, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know how they figure out. I'm curious to figure out who shares what.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will be by plays, and it has to be by plays. How else would you figure that out?
They'll probably have like some round number that, okay, these players in this category, because if you're going to put specific numbers for each specific player, you're going to be just mentally.
Yeah,
that's
going to
so
take
much paperwork.
way too much time. So I mean, the way football works play wise, if there's a 100 play game, let's just say let's say 80 plays. Let's say 80 plays per game for 12 games. You know, you're looking at what, 96?
Mm-hmm.
Looking at 96. How should you say? Or 960 plays in a year, and I guess you would break that down X amount. You know, say somebody in the 75% and up bracket gets X amount, 75 to I don't know, 50.
You're tiering it. I get what you're saying.
Right. So there has to be some type of tier system, or else you're gonna go by NIL value. I don't know, because how are you gonna judge back to 2016 when there was no NIL? So you have to go by plays.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go by not production, but by plays. How did you play on the team? Did you play on the team first?
Yep.
How much did you play? If you didn't play, here's your cut. Boom, here's your cut over there. But if you played, now we gotta really figure it out.
Yep.
Because guys are gonna know how much they're worth. But
especially when you get to the Joe Burrows and guys like that, of like high, because then it's like, okay, that's when it gets really tough.
That is true. Oh my gosh,
because you're selling.
You got the guys in the league. You got imagine Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. The guys that missed out on all this.
Yeah.
Who's the Kyler Murray? Jalen Hurts,
Trevor Lawrence. You can go on and on. Trevor Lawrence brought a ton of money.
Oh my gosh,
like a ton.
Tua, all them boys.
So that's when it gets really tough.
Devontae Smith, my goodness.
And that's why it's ridiculous. Again, we're not going to go into the whole. That's why it's ridiculous to have Georgia Southern, because it's like these clearly a Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence. Those guys brought in arguably millions worth of dollars throughout their tenure at that school if they stayed there long enough, because ticket sales, concessions, jerseys.
Yeah.
And not only like just their own jerseys, but just that gets the whole belief into the team up, their NIL. That's when it's like, okay, does this guy get $1 million? Like, it gets very difficult. And as Andy said, yeah, lawyers about to get rich.
No, yeah, lawyers. Someone said that.
Andy, shout out.
Yeah,
Andy
lawyers
Harris.
about to get rich. Lawyers about to make some money, and yeah.
As a Wild West, I mean, we kind of knew it was boiling to this point of the Wild West of NIL, but now to have this settlement in the midst of while we're still trying to figure out what it even is, this is the part that makes it complicated, because we're still trying to figure out, okay, what is a good NIL value? Like, should we really be paying these guys millions of dollars? If yes, should it all be on the front end? Should it be on the back end? How much is their Instagram, Twitter? How much does that factor into it?
Goodness.
So we don't even have it figured out yet, but yet we have a settlement that's going back to 2016.
Doesn't make sense. It's not about NIL then.
It's exactly like these numbers are already kind of foggy now, but we're going to use what we consider to be our standard of how we assess NIL, which is very foggy. and we're going to use that foggy figure
So
for
if you're
2016.
So I guess like if you're a senior on the 2016 team, you're getting bread.
Yeah. If you played, yeah, probably getting
right.
Some, if you're playing for a Power 5 men's basketball, football, if you're on the volleyball team or any, unfortunately.
Right. So, okay. So let me ask you this question. So what if so a senior that played 1 year in 2016, let's pick like who would have been a senior in Nebraska 2016? Like Nate Gary? Like, was that?
He would have been seniors 2016.
Okay, perfect. I can let's I'm not gonna use Nate.
Who was our quarterback back then? We
Tommy Armstrong.
Was it 2016? Tommy Armstrong. I'm trying to think of my high school football years.
Because that was Nate Gary's quarterback the whole year, the whole
yeah,
time.
because when I got down here in 2018, that was Scott Frost there. It would have been Armstrong.
Okay, so I don't want to use him either. Okay, let's pick someone on the team. Someone on that team, right? And they were a senior and they went and, did whatever. But if you're a freshman in 2016, Ben Stilley, I can use him. That's my brother-in-law. Sorry, Ben, I'm using it tonight. So Ben Stilley, 2016, right, was a freshman, graduated 2021, okay? So does he get more money than someone who was just played 2 years and during that time?
Yes,
he does.
I believe so. I believe that's how those things shaken out.
Okay.
So he's going to get more. It's like, I think if they're being as calculated.
So per year.
Yeah.
So it could go per year.
I think that's how they're calculating. I think that's how they got to the $2.8 billion.
Okay. So let's say if you played X amount of plays, you get a 80K this year, 50K, 70K, 100K, 120, or it's probably not going to be that much.
Well, this is the other part. Like, I don't know if they're actually factoring in plays or if they're factoring in, like I said, if they're just using the foggy set of how we get NIL numbers now, if they're just going to apply that back then.
It's going to be so skewed, though.
It's just going to be messy.
You're going to look at 2016. How many Twitter followers did they have in 2016?
Yeah. Shoot Elon a DM. How much did this player, like, it's just, there's no, there might be a better organized way of figuring this out. Maybe there's a mathematician out there that's like, no. There's actually a very clear cut way to figure this number out. But until we actually get the full settlement papers and how they're distributing it, because right now we just got big figures, 2.8, about 40%, 60%. We're just getting like kind of round numbers. But within that 60%, how is that being split up?
Mm-hmm.
And then once this thing's actually all said and done, we'll see. And if Andy Harris is hinting at, if it's still not quite right, might get some rich lawyers that continue to keep pushing. Like, nah, you shorted my guy. You gave this player way more than he deserved. In the meantime, my player's getting way. It's going to be a debacle.
I wonder if a lawyer could do a collective team altogether.
Oh yeah,
like let's say pick like a 2020 Nebraska team that a lawyer handles everyone's affairs and can pull from and can use numbers together to orchestrate a bigger number for everyone. That'd be interesting. That'd be the smartest thing to do.
Become official sponsor of the program. Nebraska football sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Like, I don't know. Like, it's going to be a weird era. I mean, that might be a way to pay off the lawyers.
And then
getting those guys involved.
And I know so what are you going to do with the current players right now?
Well, those guys are getting paid.
Oh,
through NIL. Like, they're taken care of. It's just that chapter from 2016 to when we started actually paying. It's like, okay, these guys, try to figure those guys out. Basically take care of the guys that were just like right behind it, that were entering into this NIL era. Everybody else is kind of like, sorry, it's like everybody will go bankrupt if we try to go all the way back in time. So it's kind of the cutoff, but it's going to be messy. Either way, I don't see this ending with a bunch of smiling faces. I think the Power 5 athletes shouldn't feel bad about getting the money. It just sucks that it's going to be your Big Sky Conference, your Ohio Valley paying you. The schools that can't afford to pay you are going to be the ones paying you.
Dang, my old school going to be paying me.
I'm going to give you a check. Dang. You better show up and give a speech. Thank you. I told them, I said, you guys should only pay 10%, but they slapped you with the 60. I'm sorry.
Oh, in all seriousness, that sucks for them, though.
It sucks for everybody. Yeah. That isn't a Power 5.
Well, not for everyone. Someone's getting money.
Yeah. It's fun to see the NCAA. I shouldn't say it's fun. It sucks because it's just unfortunate because they have such a beautiful golden product in college football. And yet the money, they still find a way to kind of corrupt it with all the money that came into it.
Right.
And now we're trying to fix all this in hindsight. Trying to fix anything in hindsight is always harder than just doing the right thing in present. And that's just where we are. So now it's like we're trying to figure out all the right moves to make everybody feel good. And we're going to end this no matter what happens when this ends. Not everybody's going to sit around the circle and hug. There's going to be some feelings still that are bitter.
Oh yeah.
Especially the schools that have to shut their doors.
Oh my goodness.
Like there's going to be resentment for years.
Right.
But interesting times. With that being said, let's go ahead and throw this in here. We got how do you feel about Friday night football games at the college level?
Friday night football games, college level.
Yeah, you typically see them in week 0, Friday.
Yeah.
Now that's
the week 0 games.
Popping up more and more though. They're trying to squeeze them in there.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think the only I would say it's as a player, it's fun because Friday night you have a shorter week of practice usually.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not week 0, say it's like week 2, you have a Friday night game, and it's usually a bigger game if it's a Friday and everyone in the nation's watching.
Yeah,
that's like a Monday night, a Thursday night football game for the NFL. Like Friday night, like you gotta think Friday night. That's when everyone's in the hotels for college football. All the teams is in the hotels. They all doing meetings, and everyone's huddled up on the TV watching a Friday night game. The whole nation's watching you. If you make a big play, it's going crazy. Like everyone's gonna see it. So I would say that's a positive. The negative, of course, is shorter week of practice, shorter preparation. What's another negative?
High school football, man.
Oh, high school football.
Friday night lights are special.
Yeah, who really cares though? Be honest with you.
All right.
Unless
that's the first time I've heard. I appreciate the honesty. Maybe that's cheesy.
What?
Maybe that's cheesy, right? Is that where we're at? Like I always thought, no, Friday night, that's for high school kids. Because those guys.
Nah, if you make a big play, everyone gonna see it. No. You lead them Friday nights. They gonna still play on Friday. But no, if you got an opportunity to play on Friday night for college football, that's like Monday Night Football NFL.
Sorry, Jimmy. I wish I could make your game. Skurs are playing.
So yeah. Hey, the Skurs playing.
I mean, hey, that's fair. I will say, I'm not a massive fan of it, but I also understand it. Like, I'm not gonna sit over here. I'm old school where I think like Friday nights, that's high school football. I think the NFL really started this domino effect. NFL will play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday's like really the only one they won't touch. And then a big part of that, there's money. There's money if you're playing on a day where there's not a lot of games. College football is like, not a bad idea. Let's put a game on Friday. Make week 0 too is a big part of that. And you just get less games on. So
let's get a Monday night game now.
I'd be down for a Monday night college football.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be fun. I don't know what practice would look like. You're going to hear coaches are always going to hate when you switch up their schedule, but fans would love it. I'd watch it 100%.
I'd watch it.
But let's hear athletic director Troy Dannon on his quote, speaking about it. And this, again, I tagged along with the football stadium renovations because it's about money. Surprise, surprise, right? It's always about money at the end of the day. Nebraska AD Troy Dannon on Friday night games. The other thing is we can be upset about it all we want, but we're cashing a pretty large check from our television contract every year. This is the price of that check. In order to fund what we want to do, you end up with a Friday night game here and there. And I give him mad respect for that because he just straight up and told us. Like, he there's no fluff there. He's like, yeah, it's about money. It's not about, trying to spread the brand. It's like, we just get paid more. And if you want this new stadium renovation, you want to get the east and west side done. You want to demo the south side completely, rebuild it up. By the way, we're still paying for our awesome facilities. Not a waste of money. I think they're awesome. Still paying for that. Also, we have NIL now as well that we're going to pay all these new athletes a bunch of money. He's basically saying we just need more money. Not that like we're dying for it, but more money. That's just kind of where it is in college football. The more money you have, the better chance you have of recruits, the better facilities. It all just kind of goes hand in hand because it's a money game now. So I respect Troy Dannon for that part.
Yeah.
Just saying straight up, it's about the money. With that being said, we'll throw it to our next break here. One more segment on the other side with the host, Chancellor Brewington, Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
The Cowboy Mounted Shooting Association National Championship is in Lincoln at the Sand Hills Global Center this Thursday through Sunday. Come see cowboys and cowgirls go for the national championships riding fast horses and shooting pistols. The event is free to the public, so come on out and watch the cowboys and cowgirls May 23rd through the 25th, with the showcase event starting at 7 o'clock Thursday evening and Friday evening at the Sand Hills Global Center at 84th and Havelock.
Play ball!
Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night, or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers.
Strike three, you're out!
Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Vershawn Jackson, the captain here for the Body Shop. And man, did they hook me up with a great massage recently. The captain has a lot of stress in his life, as many people do. And for 1 hour, it was all relief. The team at the Body Shop gave me a deep tissue massage that hit every area that I was in pain at. Whether you're looking for a Swedish massage, sports massage, deep tissue, hot stone, aroma, or more, there's only one place to go. The Body Shop at 48th NA. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. Vershawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Hey Nebraska! Register today for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Advocating for physicians in the health of all Nebraskans, Nebraska Medical Association, a proud platinum partner of the Cornhusker State Games.
Do you love turning wrenches? Are you looking for a new career path? Acres Equipment has the opportunity for you. The Acres Fast Track program trains you to become a John Deere certified technician in just 12 months. In the Fast Track program, you'll earn full-time wages along with incredible benefits, free tools in a toolbox, plus free comprehensive health insurance and an awesome retirement plan. Visit acres.com/careers to learn more about this exciting opportunity. Hurry, space is limited, so apply today and fast track your career. Acres is the equal opportunity employer.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. When it comes to gift giving, it's all about the wow factor. And let me tell you, nothing wows quite like jewelry. Whether it's a delicate necklace or a statement ring, jewelry makes the right statement. So if you want to knock her socks off, or anything else for that matter, skip the generic gifts and go straight for the bling. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Have a passion for the outdoors? Nebraska Game and Parks is seeking seasonal teammates.
work in scenic state parks, contribute to vital research projects, and care for our natural spaces. Seasonal staff assist with special events, provide customer service to outdoor enthusiasts, and make a difference for conservation. Join the adventure at outdoornebraska.gov. Apply online today.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in to What's Brewing, Chancellor Brewington. Shout out to the text line. They're watching out for you, Brewington. Justin says you may need to claim that. I don't know if they're just going to send you the check. They're saying you may not actually have to put in a claim if you want some of that money back.
All right. Appreciate you doing the work for me.
And Annie Harris says, no wonder he's wearing Gucci. Is that Gucci? I don't know. Close it all.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's just a great shirt.
All right. No,
it might be Gucci, though. I'll say it's Gucci.
I got no idea, man. I just wear shorts and a t-shirt of what I got back from like 10 years back. But that being said, let's go through the all-NBA teams list because I know you're going to love these selections.
Oh, my goodness.
They're going to make you smile. You're going to have no complaints whatsoever. So let's go to the all-NBA first team. Tell me if you got any problems. We'll just sprint through them here as we got about 3 minutes. Giannis Antetokounmpo at small forward, shooting guard Luka Doncic, point guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, center Nikola Jokic, power forward Jason Tatum. Any problems with that?
I'm okay.
Oh, yeah, I think it's pretty spot
okay.
on. I got no problem. Maybe Giannis.
Shai's the one that's kind of the oddball.
Well, he was the second.
Meaning of past years.
Oh,
he hasn't been in there.
Oh, okay.
So like everyone else, you can kind of slot him in, but he's like kind of the new guy. He's the new guy in the first team.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I got no problem. Maybe Giannis is the one you look at a little bit cross-eyed.
Yeah.
But like it's still fair. I can see how you get to that conclusion. Okay, second team. Curious when the Browns are going to start to furrow here. You got point guard Jalen Brunson, center Anthony Davis, small forward Kevin Durant, shooting guard Anthony Edwards, small forward Kawhi Leonard. How do you feel about the second team?
KD made it.
Kawhi Leonard made it.
Why?
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's just go to the third team.
I like AD there because he could have been defense player. Like I get that.
Yeah, I was gonna say should have been, but man, Rudy Gobert playing well in the playoffs.
Yeah, right.
All NBA third team. This is where you're gonna be frustrated. You got 3 point guards: Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Tyrese Halliburton, Domantas Sabonis, and LeBron James.
So is this why is this?
Yeah, I thought you'd be breaking the window already. I'd be pissed. I'm not a big LeBron James fan. Okay, but he averaged more points, rebounds, and assists than Kawhi, but he's behind Kawhi.
Yeah.
He played better than Kevin Durant, averaged more assists, rebounds.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be I personally would put him, me personally, I would put LeBron James on the first team.
Absolutely not. But second team.
I can't even do that. Like, I can't even convince myself of that. I ain't gonna lie. No, I think definitely second team. I think he should be on the second team.
Yeah, it's again, I'd say I'm not a LeBron fan because this is how outrageous this is. How is he not second team?
Yeah, that's absurd.
You average more points, rebounds, and assists. Oh, and you also played more games throughout the regular season, but you're behind Kawhi Leonard. I get it. Kawhi Leonard had a sneaky comeback season, but LeBron was still better.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. And LeBron had a better year than last year.
Yeah, it's not even close. He is second team in my mind. Again, I don't know who voted.
And this man despises Uncle James.
Easy now. He's a good father, a good family man. I'll never hate a man for that. But on the court, yeah, they call him LaFlop. He inspired a generation. Him and everybody else. I can't say it's just a LeBron thing. You can go back to, SGA is doing it now. Steph Curry. Just about Chris Paul. Man, he really got into the flopping game.
Right.
But yeah, like it's not even close. And I was just incredibly surprised that he made it. Otherwise, I really don't have too much beef with any of these other lists. Kevin Durant, I might even slide down out of the second team for LeBron James. Definitely Kawhi Leonard. I thought they nailed the first team. Second team, third team looks fine. It's really just LeBron James. And I don't know if that's just like voter fatigue, but even if you have voter fatigue, That's insanity because it's not even that close when you really look at the numbers.
Wow. That's absurd.
Yeah.
What was that? Stephen A. Smith voted that in?
Probably. Flooded the ballot box, just Stephen A. over and over. Just LeBron. He probably had LeBron off the list altogether. No.
Yeah.
But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for us. I thought I'd put a smile on your face before we end it. At least he made a team.
Well, I mean, who would have thought he wouldn't make a team?
Who would have thought he was been below second team
That's
under Kawhi
ridiculous.
Leonard? I mean, I would
That's
say
absurd.
I wouldn't be surprised, but just by the fact that they put him below Kawhi Leonard, it's like they might just find a way to take him off the list altogether. But no, LeBron James, you're definitely an all-NBA second team. Kawhi Leonard, love watching you play this season, but just being honest, it's not close statistically. That's going to wrap it up for What's Brewing. Chancellor Brewington, the host to my left, as always. Shout out to Justin and Andy for joining us on YouTube. We'll talk to you again next week.